Hey, what's up, everybody? I am back. And just like I promised, I got the exclusive interview with
It's Juan Weezy, or you could call me Baby Herk.
One of my favorite rappers by far, and it is fire. We talk top 5, we talk influences, we talk favorite albums, everything. And so we can get started right away. If you're not already on the team, we'd love to have you. Just hit that subscribe button along with that little bell icon. All right, the Juan Weezy exclusive. Here we go. Sitting here watching the Honor Show right now. I'm sitting here with my man Juan Weezy, aka Baby Herk. And how are you doing today,
Yo,
man?
I'm doing good, man. I can't complain. I'm blessed, just living.
Good, good. That's good to hear. So you are from Detroit. What part of Detroit did you grow up in?
From the west side of Detroit, from Woodrow Wilson, 12th Street, Rosa Parks Boulevard, off Tyler, right by Davidson, pretty much before you get to the lodge. So, that's
Oh
where
yeah,
I'm from.
cool. Hell yeah. Who raised you growing up?
My parents, they raised me growing up, you know, my uncle and my aunt, Uncle Sue, my uncle Clee and Aunt Sue, they played a
Cool.
part in raising me as well. Rest in peace to them. But
Oh,
yeah,
that's
that's pretty
cool.
much who I was raised by growing up,
That's cool.
in the city.
That's
And I
cool.
lived on both sides. And I also too, I lived on both sides of the city. So I stayed off close to East 7 Mile when I was a kid. And, that was like a little later,
Uh-huh.
but that's like a longer, like I said, that's another story that I would get, deeper into.
Okay. All right. And who else was around you growing up? Like your brothers, cousins, stuff like that?
Yeah, I was pretty my brother, he always been around. That's
Mhm.
like one of my idols, one of my role models, like somebody I always looked up to.
Okay.
I looked up to my pops first, but I looked up to my brother
Okay.
other than anybody else you could think of. Like, that's somebody I always like. Foot when it comes to footsteps, I follow those. He played
Oh, yeah.
football. I wanted to play football. I used to be with my pops, watching him
Like,
play ball. And when he got off into rapping, I
yeah.
ended up eventually getting off into rapping. So he's one of my biggest influences.
Oh, yeah.
How my life been.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome to hear, man. That's awesome. Did this is kind of personal. But I always like to just ask, real, did you have any type of religious beliefs growing up that kind of your whole family kind of believed in, or?
Um, so when I was younger, I used to my mother, she used to
Mm,
always make me and all my siblings go to church with my grandmother. The church is called Galilee Missionary Baptist Church.
uh-huh.
So we went there pretty much every Sunday. So we always, like I say, that was just what we did every Sunday. You
That's
know,
cool.
we just going to church, to give thanks to the Lord.
Right.
You know,
That's cool. I grew up the same way. Every church was in Sunday all the time, even sometimes during the week too. Let's talk about school a little bit. How was school for you when you were a kid? Like, did you like school? Did you get in trouble?
yeah. I rarely got in any trouble. I can say that for one. I was a really good student, but I had a few moments where I did things that I ended up getting suspended for. But
Right.
overall, I was a good kid. I didn't have no, my parents wasn't worried about if I was gonna ever graduate or be out in the
Cool.
streets or anything like that. I was
Cool.
well raised and well groomed, so I always
Good.
been on my A game, honor roll student. Majority of my school life.
Right. Oh yeah, that's cool. What age did you know for sure that you wanted to be a rapper? Where just what age did you know? Like, man, I want to rap. This is what I want to do.
To be honest, it honestly didn't really hit me
Hmm.
that I wanted to rap. I
Uh-huh.
would say um, when I was about 22 or 23.
Okay.
But before that, I had already did a song. This is the
Uh-huh.
first song I ever did. It was a feature that I did
Uh-huh.
for two guys, I went to school with, high school with,
Yeah.
played football with. One of them's named Major Warren. Shout out to him. And and Blaze. And Blaze is actually a videographer right now
Uh-huh.
for Sada Baby. He get a lot of behind the scenes footage for him,
Okay.
and he did a lot of work with a lot of like other big major artists for today up to date.
Okay. Cool.
So that's what I did the first song I ever did with. And I was like, I was still in high school at the time. I was a senior,
Okay.
17 going on 18.
Okay. All right. So I guess then you probably had some other plans growing up. Then maybe like what are some other things that maybe you had aspirations to do before you decided you wanted to start rapping?
I wanted to be in the league football league, and
Okay.
NFL, the pros.
Yep.
Like I feel like that was something that I was really chasing at one point. Cause like I say, my brother he played football, and
Right.
I ended up, you know, gaining the love for it as well. Especially once I
Sure.
got to get a taste of it as
Right.
a youngin. When I was 8 years old, when I played for my first played organized football, a little league. That's usually where
Right.
it used to start at for
Mhm.
I think Detroit Pal. And a lot of people know what PAL is if you know from the city, you from Detroit. But
Okay.
now I think they got it to where you can start playing football at the age of 6.
Nice.
But I know like a few years after, once I started playing, it was like 7. That was like the lowest age you could
Uh-huh.
start playing for any of those in the leagues in PAL.
Cool. Cool. That's dope. I got to ask you this. What was it like growing up with your dad being the legendary Big Herc?
Oh man, it'll be times. It'll be times where I'm at school.
Uh-huh.
This is elementary. This is around the time where, he dropped his first album, Guilty as
Right.
Charged. He had the whole city, Michigan, even people outside of Michigan, really like going crazy.
Right.
Big Herc was that guy. So it
Right.
be times, where people find out because like I said, my school that I went to,
Yeah.
Stewart Elementary, it was in the neighborhood. It wasn't too far from where I lived. So, it'd be moments a lot of people would find out who I was,
Right.
just off the strength. Somebody that grew up in my neighborhood and went to my school would, tell them. They would be like, "Oh, that's Big Herc's son," and then a lot of people like, "That's Big Herc's son." A lot of people they didn't believe me at some point. They thought it was just a lie. And now
Right.
mind you, I wasn't going around telling people I'm Big Herc's
Right.
son. Like people was going around saying it for me without even me having like that wasn't nothing that was always I never bragged. I'm not gonna say brag, but I never just went around just claiming it. Like a lot of times, people found it out,
Right.
and even to this day, people still find out. Like
Right.
that's just something that I never was like. For one, I'm pretty much, I'm kind of introverted. I don't really talk to a lot of people unless I
Right.
really like know you.
Right.
I have to, you know, like really adjust to who I'm, surrounded with
Oh
for
yeah.
me to actually like talk. I gotta kind of get like a first, you know,
Right.
exchange before I can really be like talkative. So
Right.
people wouldn't like I say I don't have to go around telling my whole life story.
Right.
So people found out, it would find out from somebody else that knew. Because and there's nothing wrong with people that, like I said, if it was somebody else, and they wanted to do that, that's cool. But me
Right.
personally, it's just something that I never did. I never just went around and be like, "Oh, Big Hurts my dad." Like
Right.
but if somebody asked me, of course, I'm gonna say yeah. Like I'm
Right.
not gonna deny it. It's the truth.
Right. Right. All right. That's cool. So let's see here. Oh yeah. Excuse me. Do you remember what do you remember what some of your earliest rhymes were? What they was about?
You said, do I remember my earliest rhymes
Yeah.
and what else?
Yeah, or just what they were about. Like when you were writing them, like did they have a
Oh,
certain thing you were rapping about, or did you just
honestly,
kind of?
I can't. Honestly, I can't remember what
Sure.
my first actual rap was because I feel like I wrote it in middle school,
Uh-huh.
but I was never like, it was never like anything that I knew I was just gonna rap. It was just something I was just writing
Sure.
because I just thought of it. But I would say like the first rhymes I would like remember was from the first song that I ever did, which is
Uh,
Camp Life.
okay.
And they pretty much like with that song, the intro pretty much started off with me. It's been a minute since I listened to this song, but I said I got the belt. I'm undefeated in this lifestyle. I'm getting cash and living the fast life now. I'm known for winning you not. These niggas know they lying. I got rings like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Niggas hate me. They
Yeah.
know I'm the best. So, I can't remember exactly every word, but I know that's how it started.
Yeah.
But the song was called Camp Life. and we was pretty much rapping about like just winning,
Right.
being a champion, and
Hell
with
yeah.
anything you do, whether you balling, you getting money a certain way, or you done won a football, basketball game.
Right.
That's what it was about. Champ life.
Hell yeah. I like that. I like that. So, your moniker, Juan Weezy. Tell us about that. Tell us how you decided on that rap name.
Honestly, I didn't necessarily decide on that name,
Okay.
but
All
that was
right.
just like, it was a nickname that I was given,
Okay.
I'll say, by one of my older cousins.
Okay.
He's around the same age as my dad. He's on my dad's side,
Uh-huh.
but he pretty much gave me that name. And my
Okay.
pops, he ended up pretty much calling me that son.
Okay.
And everybody else like around the time at this time when he called me that, I would say I was like elementary school or about to go into middle school. And this is around the time where my dad was forming, uh, a camp for Got Your Back. He was trying to put
Okay.
artists together. So how like Devious that was around.
Uh-huh.
He even started calling me Juan Weezy. So it just
Hell
became
yeah.
like a thing. Everybody just was
Nice.
calling me that. And so, you know, at first I was kind of pretty much naming myself Baby Herk. I still do,
Right.
but my pops was saying that I should use that name,
Uh-huh.
and so I could just have, I guess, because my brother pretty much had his artist name, Little Herc,
Right.
Young Herc.
Sure.
So he just wanted, I guess he wanted me to just have my own instead.
Sure.
But a lot of people still call me Baby Herc, so I go by that. And this
Right.
was like, you know, since like football, Little League, like they used to call
Uh-huh.
me Herc then. They didn't say Baby Herc, but they called me Herc. You know what I mean? So it's like it's
Cool.
always the name has always carried me. So
Right.
that's why I pretty much I go by it.
Right.
It's just something that I can't just be kind of pretty much trying to run away from.
Right.
Like, I can't help it that I'm that's who my pops is.
Oh yeah.
That's,
Nice.
so yeah.
That's cool. Let's check out some of this. Who are some of your biggest influences on the mic?
Biggest influences.
Yeah.
I would say Big L is one of them.
Okay.
M is definitely one of the
Hell
biggest
yeah.
influences. My brother and my pops are definitely like my biggest influences.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, and I will also say that Fabulous is definitely one of my biggest influences. One of
Hell
my
yeah.
favorites too.
Hell yeah. All dope rappers. All of them. Who are some rappers or even some producers that you've always that you'd like to work with in the future if you could kind of work with anybody?
I definitely would love to work with Justice League one day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Olympics. I would definitely love to work with them. I love to work with Helliver. I feel like that'll happen just because of like Helliver. Like I say, Helliver know me since I was a
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
I used to come around Helliver sometimes with my pops because him and my pops they rap together. He used to make beats for my pops at times.
Oh, okay.
So they got a history of songs. But I used to come around
Yeah.
Helliver when I was a kid. He
Nice.
didn't have a studio like I
Mm.
say in the building like he
Yeah.
does now. But his studio, his setup was in the basement.
Oh
So,
yeah.
that's pretty much where he was recording, engineering, making beats at.
Right.
Like Hella was
Behind him.
like, he's a legend. Like
Right.
I'm always gonna look at Hella like, kind of look at him like he an uncle,
Right.
you know. 'Cause
Oh
I've
yeah.
been around him and I've seen his growth.
Right.
So Hella is like a legend. Like he's definitely one of those ones I would have to like work with, before I ever even not do a song again.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it might not happen now, but I know eventually it's just got to happen. Like it's overdue.
Right. Oh yeah.
He's
Definitely a
definitely one of
legendary
those
producer.
that I want to work with. Um, I definitely want to work with big name. I'm trying to think of a big name because there's a
Right.
few big names I want to work with, definitely. But definitely love to work with Hit Boy. He's one of like my current favorites right now.
Oh yeah.
Definitely want to work with would definitely want to work with Can't really. I would definitely want to work. I can't really think, but it's a
That's
lot
all
of
right.
it's a lot of them. It's certain ones like that I want to say that I know for sure I definitely work with, but it's a lot of
Right,
like producers
right,
I want to work with.
right.
Like it's a lot. It's a lot that I want to work with. From the city as well. Like it's a lot of
Yeah,
dope producers that I want to work with.
right. There's a lot of talent right there in Detroit there where it's like, man, you could just go on for days. Uh,
Definitely, it's a lot.
right. Tell me this, what do you love most about rap music? Like, is it the way, like, is it like an outlet for you? Is it just the fact that it can kind of be for everybody? Or is it something that you can just listen and get lost in? What do you love most about rap music?
What I love most about rap is just how something that like that can just really be created and put
Yeah,
in a way that you can understand and actually like enjoy. It's not. It's only complicated if you make it complicated, but it's
right,
just like the fact that you can put rhythm and flowing with
right,
all these different words is
right,
just amazing.
right.
I feel like that is like one of the greatest like things you can make to be a part of
Oh yeah,
music at that. And just in general, like rap is a great thing. Like
right,
anytime that you are able to put these different words and sentences together and make
yeah,
them not only rhyme but
right,
also be quotable, and hit it can hit you mentally, in a
right,
way that you wouldn't think it would hit you. It's just
right.
it amazes me every time. And
Oh
that's why I
yeah,
love hearing and like I said, I love hearing people that's really dope
right,
and they really able to paint pictures, tell these different stories, and you know, just really be lyrical.
right.
Like when it come to the rapping, like I love that. Like I'm a fan of like all music, all kind of different kind of like rap styles,
Right.
but it's nothing like hearing people that's really like getting in their creative bag when
Yeah.
it comes to rapping. Like I
Right.
really admire that
Right.
because creativity is something that you just everybody just can't do. Everybody
Right.
can't be so creative, especially in rap.
Right.
It takes a lot of time, a lot of thought, process to put into, your pen or
Right.
whatever you use to write. It takes a lot. Some people don't write,
Um,
but there's a lot of people that do write.
right.
And the fact that you're able to even do that is just amazing. Like you're
Right.
able to put words and formal like you are in rhythm, we
Yeah.
have to form one and make them to where it's punch lines and just
Yeah.
all these different things.
Right.
I just love it.
Awesome. Hell yeah. Great answer. I like that. What do you listen for in a band? I mean, I know obviously lyrics because you're an MC and a prolific MC at that. What is that kind of what you look for mostly in a banger type rap song? Kind of a good, just some nasty lyrics or?
I look for the vibe first
Okay.
because even though I'm big on like I love lyricism. Like I'm a sucker
Yeah.
for lyricism. The thing about it is it has the vibe. I have to be able to catch the vibe
Yeah.
because
Gotta be
I
right.
just can't listen to somebody that's lyrical, but the
Right.
beat or whatever that they're rapping to and pretty much what they're trying to like get across is not.
Right.
I'm not vibing with it. I got to be able to vibe with it. So
Right.
sometimes a song that I can just vibe with, it's got a
Yeah.
good beat to it, good sound,
Yeah.
melody, and just catch. I can vibe to that.
Right.
That's why I say like I can vibe to all like I can listen to all different kind of music, but it's nothing like
Yeah.
music that you can vibe to.
Right.
Whether it's super lyrical or it's not lyrical, it's simple.
Right.
That's the type of stuff that I like to hear. I like to be able to vibe to stuff.
Oh yeah. And then let's see here. What do you think your favorite kind of? Well, you said you love all kind of rap. If you had to pick your favorite, what do you think it would be?
Um, I would say, you know, the I don't know. That's really a tough question to say what is my favorite rap. Because I love it all. I love
Right.
it all. But like I said, I love rap that's got substance to it.
Right.
I love that. I love rap that's got substance to it.
Oh yeah.
Anything that has substance to it and real meaning
Yep.
and really like heartfelt and it can send you so many different emotions.
Right.
Something that's like a good vibe. You feeling
Right.
good. On a higher level.
Yeah.
Some things that make you think or just pretty much like reflect in a certain way that it might relate to you. I love that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Same here, man. Same here. All right, I got a couple of juicy questions here for you. Because you can never do an interview without asking. All right, who is your top five illest MCs?
Top five LSMCs. Jay-Z,
Good one, yeah. Hell yeah.
Nas.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I know I know this is really my list too. This is
Uh-huh.
not just this is top five, like
Right,
best MCs, not favorites. But it's also favorites too.
right.
But I would say Jay-Z, Nas, Tupac,
Hell yeah. Yep.
Eminem,
Hell yeah.
and I'm gonna have to go with J. Cole as
Hell
number
yeah.
five.
Hell yeah. It's a dope top five list, man. Ain't nothing wrong with any of those names on there. All prolific MCs. How about this one? What about name just a few of your favorite albums of all time?
Favorite album, The Blueprint.
Huh? That's a dope album.
It was written. It's one of my favorites.
Hell yeah. Both of them, the whole list.
Life After Death.
Huh?
Um, Good Kid, Mad City
Hell yeah.
is definitely one of my favorites of all time.
Hell yeah. Great album.
And I would say 2014 Forest Hill Drive.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Cool, cool. Oh yeah, all good albums. Um, do you have any certain type of process that you do when it comes to writing a song? Or do you just sit down and write, or is there a certain process you go through?
Um, I wouldn't necessarily say process. I mean,
Huh?
it's a process of everything. I'm not gonna say that it's not a process. It's definitely a process.
Sure.
But the process I go to is pretty much, making sure that, there's not anything, that I have to do.
Uh-huh.
So that way, then I'm able to pretty much focus on that without any interruptions. So
Right.
I would say that's pretty much part of like the process when I'm intentionally writing. Like I
Okay.
know that I have to write because I have to do a particular song,
Okay.
by this day or whatever. Or so,
Uh,
I'm gonna focus up, and
yeah.
I'm gonna put everything else to the side, and pretty much just write,
Okay.
and just pretty much let I say it might take a couple hours, an hour, few
Right.
hours, however long it takes. You know, I pretty much sit there and do that. Now there are
Uh,
times where sometimes I might can just be in a car, just hearing a beat that I like. It might be a beat I never heard or a beat
yeah.
in general I might have heard, but I just
Right.
somehow happen to catch a vibe. It just kind of like just hit me. I
Yeah.
kind of start writing in my head, and
Oh yeah.
sometimes it's like I get in the middle of kind of freestyling it, so I'll
Uh,
write it there and there, probably when I'm in the car, when I get to where I'm going,
right.
depending on like I say how much busy I am behind the wheel. But
Right.
that's pretty much how the process go for me. Like there's a lot of raps I've wrote
Uh-huh.
just just driving. Like I'm not no exaggeration. I promise you.
Right. Oh yeah. Hey,
Road
sometimes you
gas
do
at the
some of our
gym.
best thinking driving and shit. You never know.
Yeah,
Um.
I done came up with raps while I was at work sometimes, or just
Hell
in
yeah.
the gym.
Right. Right. Wherever they hit you.
Yeah,
That's dope. That's dope.
yeah.
That's good that you're able to remember some of that. So when you get home, you're like, hell yeah, write some of that down. And hell yeah. What
I
about
just think after
what about preparing yourself to get into the booth or to do a live show? How
to
do you
get in the
prepare
booth
yourself for something like that?
for live shows, I can pretty much say like you know, still have my moments where I feel a little bit of nervousness,
Uh-huh.
but it's like once I hit the stage, I feel like I'm getting better with it.
Okay.
But like I said, once I hit the stage, it's pretty much easy for me to, just get into the music.
Yeah.
The main thing I say I've been working on now more with my rapping is just pretty much getting the crowd going and engaging with them,
Yeah.
right before I even perform, so that I
Yeah.
can just, like I say, so I can connect to them.
Right.
Because you got to connect with the crowd. That's like one of the most important things of being an artist in general,
Oh
not just a
yeah.
rapper, but an artist in general. Being
Right.
able to connect with them is key to really like really taking yourself to where you want to be at in this game.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And then mainstream rap has changed a lot over the years, especially the last few years. Would you say that it's changed for the better or worse?
Um, on the business side, I would say, you know, change definitely changed for like the worst.
Right.
But now, you know, it's been some good change though
Right.
with that as well on the flip side,
Right.
because now you don't really pretty much need to be in contracts with certain labels
Right.
because you know you can
That's
get
huge.
paid, like I say, through digital real estate.
Right.
Digital real estate is pretty much where you're making your money, on social media. You're making it through
Yep.
streaming. You're making it through all these
Right.
online outlets. So that's
Right.
like the biggest thing right now. That's pretty much how a majority of the people in the world are making their money.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so
Oh yeah.
that's like one of the biggest advantages right now
Right.
for pretty much anybody, even outside of just artists, any part of entertainment. People are making money off TikTok. People are
Right.
making money off Facebook,
Right.
YouTube, you know, Snapchat, whatever else you can think of. Like there's this thing they have now on Instagram where you can make a subscription
Yeah.
or
Yep.
whatever, sort of like a pay, sort of like a Patreon,
Yeah.
and people can subscribe to it on
Yeah.
Instagram. So
Yep.
they can probably see things you might first like you might post that you don't won't post on a regular, account when it's not subscripted.
Right.
So, the game has really changed a lot.
Right.
Like I say, it changed a lot in a bad way because it's certain things, but it's
Right.
changed a lot in a good way as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep. I could see. I definitely see both sides of that. See where you're coming from. Absolutely. What do you feel maybe the rap game needs more of right now?
I feel like the rap game needs more focusing on things that's substance, like focusing on music that has more substance in it. I
Okay.
feel like
Yep.
they're like really, really pushing the whole drill thing right now.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking drill
Right.
because I enjoy some of the drill music. I like to listen to it, but it's not something that I want to hear
Right.
every single day,
Right.
24/7. Like I like to hear music
Yeah.
that's
A little
got
variety.
substance, that's meaningful. I like to hear certain things.
Yeah.
Like I'm just not really a person that want to just always hear about the op music. People just
Right.
they smoking this person or whatever and all this and that. That's
Right.
not something that I want to hear all day every day.
Right.
And it's a
Definitely.
lot of that just being pushed, you know. And
Right.
like I say, people got their beefs, whatever they have.
Yep.
That's between them. You can't. That's nothing that I can do about that.
Right.
That's just life. But
Right.
as far as like this just being a thing that they push in the music industry, it's just a lot because it wasn't always like this. Don't get me wrong. People beef. There's
Right.
always been plenty of beef on wax. Some things are personal. Some things might have been a little serious, but it's
Right.
never been to like the point where almost pretty much every artist, like new artist, is just pretty much making the same kind of music.
Right. Right.
Like, you know, and I know that not every single one of these artists are really, you know, really having that type of thing going on. I feel like some people just actually doing this because this is what some people are clout chasing. They trying to
Right.
get attention for people that's really in the streets, and
Right.
they really not for no games.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm guessing
Right.
that's what it is now. But that's definitely what they just they
Right.
pushing that a lot.
Right. Really pushing it. They are. Let's see. Let's shift gears just a little bit here. I know, sometimes I've had to work some jobs I really didn't want to do at the time. And I know we can't always just make things happen. Like, what are some other jobs you've had? Like some jobs you've had to work and stuff. Just getting by until you can, see your dreams come to full fruition and things like that.
Um, my first job that I worked was at KFC.
Okay.
So I was the first job I worked. This was like a job that I got right after I got out of high school. Actually,
Right.
um, yeah, I had thought about going to college at one point, but honestly didn't want to.
Hmm.
because all my life, I say, I just went to school and played football,
Right.
but never was able to actually put no money in my pocket or that type of thing. So I
Right.
wanted to be able to start, making money for myself and putting some in my pocket.
Oh yeah.
And I wasn't able to do that until when I got my, first job.
Right.
So from there, as I got older, of course, I got more responsible and more responsibilities came.
Right.
So, I had to switch, venture off into other jobs, get into the plant, all these different things,
Right.
to just, make sure bills is paid, you
Okay.
know.
Oh yeah. Any advice you got for young ones wanting to come up in the rap game?
My advice would be to just keep going,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, make sure you stand in your lane, don't try to be something that you're not, just be yourself,
Hell yeah.
you know,
Hell yeah.
don't don't be out here trying to do any scams or any. Well, I'm not gonna tell nobody to get their money, but I'm gonna
Right.
just say this: you shouldn't do it. If you do it, you do it. It's up to you, but
Right.
you shouldn't do it. Anything that might get you jail time because
Right.
the feds are watching.
Yeah.
They're watching, and a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
times people are snitching on themselves. So don't ever snitch
Right.
on yourself or reveal too much because
Yeah.
you're making their job easy.
Right.
So you're gonna get your money. Get your money how you get it. Just make sure you being low key as possible. But I
Right.
recommend you not do it. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, just stay on the just stay. Keep your head on your shoulders. That's
Right.
the you know main thing I can say.
Hell yeah. That's some damn good advice, man. That's some damn good advice. We talked about some of your influences on the mic. What about who are some of your biggest influences in life in general?
Um, I would say I would say my brother and my pops are
Oh
the
yeah.
biggest influences. I didn't really feel like my mother too. She's definitely a big influence. I
Uh-huh.
don't really feel like it's nobody above them that I could say it's a big influence on me. You
Okay.
know, I learned a lot of things from them.
Uh-huh.
Morally, and this helped me grow into the person I am today. And I'm still
Mhm.
got a lot of growing to do as well. Because in the day we all human, so we never be perfect. So there's never
Right.
nothing wrong with growing more and more.
Right.
As life go by and you living. But
Right.
yeah, I learned a lot from them. I learned a lot of good things
Okay.
and just learned a lot of how to be respectful.
Right.
Type of things to people, especially the people that's respectful to you, and just having compassion.
Yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
being thoughtful and you know
Right.
being pretty much meaningful and important.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, we don't got too many more questions. We still got just a couple left, but let's see here. What are what are some of your goals in the rap game and in life, and also in life?
My goal in the rap game is to be known by everybody in the world.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not even everybody in the world, and I don't mean that specifically, but I just mean like I want to be able to be heard in other countries
Yeah. Hell yeah.
because I feel like that's something that other countries need. Other
Yeah.
countries always need a breath of fresh air, always need some new music, some dope music they
Right.
can hear. You know, so that's really my goal to just be able to get heard by the country,
Hell yeah.
heard by other countries. Heard by my city, of course, in my state, and
Hell yeah.
throughout this country. But to be national, international,
Right.
that's the goal for me,
Oh yeah.
and just pretty much be able to just eat off my passion so I can be able to take care of my family.
Right.
Because that's what I'm doing it for. I'm doing it for my family. I'm doing it for you know to be able to start a legacy. And then
Oh yeah.
also just because it's something that I really enjoy doing. Like I really love rapping.
Oh yeah.
I love music in general. So like I say, I'm always gonna have that love for it. You know, but the goal, like I say, is to let this passion take care of me,
Yep.
take care of mine.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. If you could change anything about rap and just would there even be anything you'd want to change about rap?
I would like to change the business side of it, and
Mhm.
just more so that, and then to focus on
Yeah. Hell yeah.
actually really like. I would like to change the people that's in charge to be us in charge because that's
Right,
who started it. And I would like for you know it to be a focus on all the actual elements in hip hop because really in this country because there's not really a lot of focus on those
right.
elements of hip hop.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just rap and beats producers, but you got to get the DJing, you got to get the graffiti and the breakdancing because
right.
that's how it started. You
Yeah,
know,
hell yeah,
like we got to be able to you need to be able to see more of that, a
yeah,
lot more of that going on. We need to see a lot more of that on stage.
hell yeah.
At these big shows, we need to be able to see what hip hop truly is. It's not just
Yes,
rhythm and flowing and rapping. That's
right,
the main thing of it, but that's not just what hip hop is.
right.
It's more than just rapping and producing.
Hell yeah,
It's DJing. It's all those different things that I said. You know,
hell yeah. That's dope. I like that answer. That's honestly one of the best answers I ever heard. If you could change anything about your city, about Detroit, what would you change?
honestly, I would just change, the economy
Huh?
to where it could just pretty much be easier for a lot of people here.
Mm,
This is a city where you know, like I say, this is one of the cities and states out the country that inflation has really hit.
right,
Like I say, it might be one of the safest cities to be in, as far as like for better, for like a more stability
right.
income wise. But I would say, that definitely needs to change. It needs to be
Yeah.
something where people are able to really like provide how they want and
Yep.
not, overwork themselves to be able to live. Well, they can't live the life they want. They overworking themselves, but to be able to just,
Right.
pay bills and also still put money away.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like everybody should be able to, live how they want to live
Right.
and
Hell yeah.
not have to work so much to
Right.
live that.
Be able to enjoy it a little bit.
Like people be able to just, any given day or even week, be able to just, take that time off or just take the time
Yeah.
to just, do these things, vacation and that type of stuff. A lot of people can't really do that. There's
Oh
only so
yeah.
many people that can, but I would definitely change something like that. But I know the world work how it works. So
Right.
people gotta adjust.
Right.
But if it could change, if it could really change like for the better, that's what I would want.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. I love that. Tell us about some of your previous projects that you've got out already. Some of your previous albums or songs.
Well, right now I only have I feel like rapping
Yep. Yep.
mixtape, and I
Which
dropped
is
that
dope, by the way. People go get
December
it.
2020. Thank you. But I dropped that December 2020.
Uh-huh.
So you can get that on all streaming.
Hell yeah.
I have a single, Nothing Like Your Last. You can get that on
Yep.
all streaming outlets. The visual is out as well on YouTube. Yeah. So I got an upcoming project with
Uh-huh.
Young Hurt.
Hell yeah.
Sibling rivalry. The sibling rivalry that is on the
Yeah.
way. So be on the lookout for that.
Hell
It's
yeah.
gonna be some real heat on there. Y'all look out for that. And
Uh-huh.
I got an EP coming after that as well. I don't have a date
Okay.
on that. It may be next year, maybe this year.
Sure.
Not really 100% sure, but I know that sibling
Sure.
rivalry is coming this
Hell
year.
yeah.
It's coming this year for sure. I just
Hell
don't
yeah.
have a day yet, but I can promise you that it's coming 2022.
Hell yeah. I'll be looking for that for sure. All of it, man. I'm always looking for all of your music to come out. You're definitely one of my favorite rappers out there for sure. Um, any message you'd like to convey to listeners out there at all?
Worry about your life. Don't worry about nobody else's life.
Hell yeah.
Live, do you. You know, just don't give up. Keep going. Things. I know it's tough out here. It's tough for everybody. But you
Oh
gotta
yeah.
keep going, man. You just gotta keep your head up. You gotta, you feeling stressed or something, go to the gym or something. Just
Yeah.
find something to take your mind off what you feeling and what you dealing with. I know it's
Right,
hard to run from, but sometimes you gotta do something to ease your mind and make yourself feel better, so
right.
that you don't get so discouraged and caught up
Oh
in
yeah,
how things is going at the moment. Because everybody go through something. You're not the only person that's going through something. So, and it's not just me speaking to everybody else, speaking to myself as well. You know,
oh
but
yeah,
like, things is gonna be all right.
oh yeah.
Just keep focused. Always go back to the drum board. If
Yep.
something ain't working,
Right,
like life is all about, you take life. Life is about taking losses.
right,
Sometimes, and taking those losses. You know, it might be necessary for you to get that win. Two
right,
wins if you need. It's a process. It's not,
right.
easy. Not overnight. But you just gotta just keep going, man. Just keep
Oh
going in
yeah,
life. Just keep, keep your head up. Just stay focused. Don't let nothing, defeat you.
oh
Or
yeah,
have you feeling like you can't, like you gotta get better.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Thank you, brother. That's
And
some
keep
good
God
advice
first
there.
too. And keep God first. Always thank God.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, man. That was really nice, actually, man. And hey, I want to thank you for your time tonight, man. This means a lot to me to be able to sit here and pick your red talk top fives with you and everything, and just talk shop with Juan Weezy. Man, that means a lot to me, and I think it'll mean a lot to the listeners out there. Thank you for your time, brother. I really appreciate it.
Uh, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah,
Anytime,
anytime, brother.
anytime you need, you want to chat, I'm available.
Oh yeah, you too, brother. God bless.
Yeah, God bless.
There we go, people. Only on the Honor Show, the exclusive with Juan Weezy, aka Baby Herk. And now you guys can really help me out. You gotta help me by hitting that like button for me. And so you guys never miss any future episodes, make sure you hit that subscribe button along with that little bell icon. Thank you guys for watching. God bless and have a great night.